everyone, and welcome to Lying Around Connecticut with Carol and Harry. I am Carol Kearns. My husband, Harry Shue, is our co-host. Our mission for the show is twofold: to provide information about Connecticut Lions events and to showcase the many different organizations and causes that Lions support locally, regionally, and internationally. Harry?
Good evening and welcome. Please consult our website at www.lions23b.org or your district spirit for more information on coming events.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lying Around Connecticut with Carol and Harry. What a day this will be.
We're here at the New England Lions Council. This is the rescheduled winter conference. We're in Providence at the Wyndham Hotel, and we are about to have lunch. And during lunch, we're going to listen to a speaker from the Ronald McDonald House. Her name is Tina. Let me get her last name here just a second, Carol. And her name is Tina Leto of the Ronald McDonald House here in Rhode Island. So, on with the show.
En avant.
Oh, the gong just sounded.
At this time, I'd like to present our guest speaker. No special introduction for her. Simply, she's from the Ronald McDonald House here in Providence. Tina Leto.
Here today. I've enjoyed chatting with some of you that I've already had the chance to talk to, and I'm really grateful for this opportunity to come out and to talk with all of you, to share a little bit more about our mission, and really to thank you all. So again, my name is Tina Leto. I'm the Development Associate from the Ronald McDonald House of Providence, and I'm really happy to be here to talk with you folks today. First of all, I want to start out by thanking all of you for everything that you do every day in our communities, from helping people with vision impairments to supporting families who are facing childhood cancer to folks who are facing diabetes, hunger relief and disaster relief, really helping out the environment, in addition to supporting the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Rhode Island. So I appreciate all that you do, and we're just thankful that you've chosen to support our organization as well in the good works that you do. Wanted to share a little bit of our history together and how you've been able to support the Ronald McDonald House of Providence over the past years. Again, we're tremendously grateful for your support and for all you do, and we're thankful that you decided to choose to support us. So for many of you, you've probably visited the Ronald McDonald House in Providence, and when you walk through our front door, everyone who walks through our front door is greeted with this sign. For those of you in the back, I'll read it in case you can't see it. It says, "You are our heroes, in grateful appreciation and recognition for outstanding commitment and support. The Lions of Rhode Island, District 42, Rhode Island Lions Children's Cancer Fund, and the Lions Club International Foundation." So that is right there, front and center at our entry. So everyone who walks through our doors sees that, and that's just a tribute to you and to all of your help that you've given to us over the years. I have several pictures of Lions helping us and visiting our house, and so you might recognize some of the folks in the upcoming pictures. These gentlemen visited our house, and again, right there in our entryway with that Lion sign. Isn't that nice?
Peter looks so different.
Wow.
I love looking back at all the historic
Me
photographs.
too.
This one I really love too, because it's black and white. Yes. The Lions sold Ronald McDonald House pins, and so that was Ray Esparza presenting a check to us. I love that it's black and white because it shows the length of our partnership. It's nice to have that history. Again, some other folks who visited our house, supporting our house. I know several groups meet there and use our conference room. We're thrilled to have you visiting our house. This photo was taken from our most recent ribbon cutting, and that was in 2016, and we just wanted to highlight some of our founders who've been with us since the very beginning. And And then this was a group from the Situate Lions as they presented the proceeds of their annual golf tournament to us. So grateful for their support. So in 2016, around McDonald House in Providence, we were just so lucky to be selected as one of the stops on the International President Chancellor Waterloo's Centennial Bus Tour. And so folks visited us, and we were just glad to be a part of that amazing bus tour. Here's the group from that day. I know some of you might have been there. I'm here. And I thought it was just wonderful to capture the bus in front of the house, kind of showing our partnership. It's like an awesome bus. It was branded like that. So I have a family video that I want to play for you. It's about 5 minutes long. The Aziz family stayed with us for about 6 months, and they actually produced this video. There's no way that I can articulate what their experience was like, so I really want to show you this video in their own words.
We all love stories. We're born for them. Stories affirm who we are. We all want affirmation that our lives have meaning. And nothing is a greater affirmation than when we connect through stories.
I wasn't scared today.
It was the sickest baby on the floor in the unit out of like 82 babies they could.
We have a choice. Do everything or do nothing. I wanted to give it a chance.
Try to put down more pressures, I feel like.
I didn't want false hope. Like, please be honest with me. How is he really doing? I pulled one of the doctors aside. He says, "Let me just tell you that the numbers are all against Francis."
Some days you can handle everything in front of you, and then there was a few days that you couldn't handle what was happening. One of our primary nurses gave us a stack of markers and said, "Why don't you draw something bright and colorful on his whiteboard, something to make it feel more like home." So we had my sister Jeannie draw a Finding Nemo theme on the whiteboard.
It brought a smile to everybody on that floor who was working that day.
Everybody loves Finding Nemo. He was really not doing well. And so I asked for some extra prayers, and sure enough, they came flooding in.
Yeah, the crazy part of the whole Finding Nemo theme, super random. One day, Maureen's brother sent us a TED Talk.
I remember just being like, okay, cool, TED Talk, thank you. And at first, I didn't know who Andrew Stanton was.
We realized, oh, Andrew Stanton, yeah, the guy from Pixar, the creator and writer of Finding Nemo, and the other awesome Pixar films that I love. It wasn't until the very end of his TED Talk that absolutely blew my mind.
When I was born premature. Then it came out much too early. And I wasn't fully baked. I was very, very sick. And the doctor took a look at this yellow kid with black teeth. He looked straight at my mom and said, "It's not going to live."
All of a sudden, Maureen and I are looking at each other like in tears, realizing that, wow, it's amazing, it's amazing that he too was a preemie.
It was really inspiring hearing his story and how much he's amounted to and how much thankfulness he has towards his parents for giving him the chance of life, ultimately.
I was in the hospital for months. I lived. Whatever I ended up being good at, I was strive to be worthy of the second chance I was given.
A month later or so, my brother, who sent the TED Talk, called us from California. He had just got off the plane. And he said, guess who I sat next to? Andrew Stan. My brother showed him some pictures and kind of told him about Francis. And then before the plane ride was over, Andrew Stan handed my brother a piece of paper that said, to Francis William, just keep swimming.
And I can only imagine the great things that Francis would be doing later on in his life.
Life gets you down, you know what you gotta do? Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. What do? We swim, swim.
Just keep swimming. And that's what Francis did. He just kept swimming throughout the NICU, and he continues to just keep swimming and thriving. We wanted to give him a chance.
We all love stories.
So we've got an amazing story. It gets me every time I watch it, and I've seen it a bunch of times. I'll just pick up on the presentation. The Aziz family is so generous and so kind. They continue to visit us. This is a more recent picture of Maureen and Francis and Jeffrey. They baked homemade Christmas cookies for us and came to visit us, and they also brought a basket of fresh fruit because they remember from their time staying at the Ronald McDonald House how important having fresh fruit was. So it's wonderful to see them thriving as a family, and it's just amazing. So that, like I said, I couldn't explain their story. They would have to do that for you. So the Ronald McDonald House in Providence, we first opened our doors on November 6th, 1989. This is a picture from that grand opening ceremony. Our house looks similar. We've grown a bit over the years. So for most of you, you probably are aware of our mission, but I just wanted to share it with you once again. So the Ronald McDonald House of Providence provides programs that directly impact the health and well-being of hospitalized children and their families. Our programs allow families to spend more time with their sick child. We help to ease financial burdens and keep families together really during times of medical crisis. So some information on how we help families. So studies have shown that the Ronald McDonald House helps to reduce stress and financial burdens for families when they're far away from home. Families are able to cope better and focus on the needs of their sick child when they have support, not only from their family members, but from other families. And that's truly what happens in our house. We see strong relationships and friendships being built every day because families know what other families are going through, and so they become a real strong support system for one another. More than 90% of hospital administrators believe that Ronald McDonald House reduces parent stress and the overall cost to families for their child in the hospital. And then parents have a better quality of sleep compared to sleeping alongside the child in their bed at the hospital. And these parents, when they're better rested, they're able to be more actively involved in the care and recovery of their child. So that's extremely important. So at the Ronald McDonald House in Providence, we serve families who have a newborn all the way up to somebody who's 21 years old, and they need to be receiving treatment at one of our nearby hospitals. So Women and Infants, Bradley, Hasbro Children's Hospital, or Rhode Island Hospital. Our families really come from all over the country and even internationally. I'll show you the breakdown here. So for last year, the majority of our families do come from Rhode Island and Massachusetts. Even if you live in Rhode Island, being 15 or 20 minutes away from your sick child in the hospital is much too far. And what we try to do is keep families together longer, and so they get to spend more time with their child instead of spending time traveling, commuting, trying to find parking. So for last year, we had majority of our families from Rhode Island and Mass. A lot of families come to us from New York. People come to us from California, from the Midwest, even from Europe and Canada, just for the treatment that they can receive at our hospitals. So I think for our little state, that's a pretty proud thing to know, is that we have such amazing specialists here in Rhode Island that people are willing to travel here from their homes to get the care that they need for their child. And once they found a specialist who can help their child, the next practical question is, well, where do we stay? And probably like most of us in this room, myself included, I wouldn't be able to afford an extended stay in a hotel. And so by having the Ronald McDonald House available to those families, they're able to get the care that they need for their child. So here's the breakdown of New England and the number of families that we've helped in 2018. 171 families came from Rhode Island, 126 from Massachusetts. We saw 44 families from Connecticut, 7 came to us from Maine, and 5 from Vermont and from New Hampshire. So we're definitely helping the region, but families come to us from all over the place. So this is another one of our families who stayed with us, the Alstons. They were with us for 6 months after their daughter Paige was born. She is now a happy and funny 5-year-old. She's been through many surgeries and has a few more to go, but she's now a big sister. So their family is growing and thriving, and they're wonderful, and they still continue to come back to support our house. So for the breakdown and diagnosis, we see the majority of our families have a child in the neonatal intensive care unit. So somebody who's born early, maybe has some complications, like Francis, like you saw in the video. We're seeing a large population of families who are staying with us because their child is getting some behavioral treatment, followed by neurology, surgery, oncology. All of the diagnosis really varies, but our families are all at the house for the same reason. They have a sick child in the hospital that they're terribly worried about, so they get a lot of comfort from being with one another. We see the majority of our families come to us from Women and Infants Hospital, which is in line with seeing so many babies in the NICU. And then again, the age is in line with that. 143 are newborns. And then the next largest group are 10 to 14-year-olds. So if you can imagine being a 10 to 14-year-old, in that range, and you're in the hospital, whether you're in or an outpatient program, it can be a bit challenging. So that's why having our house being so helpful and so supportive really helps to get folks through that situation that they're going through. Okay, so I've tried to talk to you a little bit about our house, but we're not there. And so we have this virtual tour that I'll share with you. For those of you who are in the local area, if you haven't been to the Ronald McDonald House recently, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to offer you a tour. You can see the new facility. We've expanded recently. And for those folks who are not from the local area, I'll encourage you to reach out to your local Ronald McDonald House. There are houses in Maine, in Vermont, in Connecticut, in Massachusetts. So if you are interested in learning a bit more, then you can always just reach out to the folks in your neighborhood. as a staff. We could do what we do without our volunteers. This is a picture of Paul and Mary Jane. They're some of our Tuesday afternoon volunteers, and they've been a tremendous help to the house. We have over 130 active volunteers, and they come in for their scheduled shift and help with whatever needs to be done, from cleaning a bedroom and getting it ready for a new family to cleaning our refrigerators or organizing our storeroom. There's always something that needs to be done, and we're grateful for our volunteers. There are several groups that come in, so different companies that want their employees to do volunteer work, and so we're glad to have them come and help, and that's definitely a rewarding volunteer experience. Gets you out of your regular work day, and also is tremendous help to the house. As the video showed, we do provide a home-cooked meal every single night, and that's thanks to our volunteers. Again, another nice thing that a lot of companies or church groups, even families do, they decide the menu, they go to the market, shop for the ingredients, and then come and prepare dinner right in our kitchen for our families. That's one of the comments that we get most frequently from our families, that having a home-cooked dinner was so helpful and so kind that someone took the time to cook a dinner for them. And then throughout the month, we have several activities that we offer to our families to really help to take care of them while they're taking care of their child. So we have a yoga instructor that comes and teaches yoga. We have a massage therapist, and we have several pet therapy dogs that come to visit at the house. Just a few pictures of our volunteers doing some outdoor work, cleaning up in the kitchen, and then some of our group volunteers, Hasbro Inc., the toy company, they come throughout the month to help. And then the family on the right, they actually stayed at the house and then wanted to come back and cook dinner for the current families. So many of you know in 2016 we completed our expansion, and thank you to all of you for your generous support. You helped us with that. We appreciate that. We have realized that we needed more bedrooms, and so now we have 28 bedrooms, and we can accommodate 28 families each night. So that's thanks to all of you, the community who supported us. We're just glad to be where we are to help families when they need it. The exciting thing for us this year is that this is our 30th anniversary. We've been here since 1989. So we're celebrating that over the course of the year. We have our annual golf tournament, we have our Women's Classic 5K, and then on October 19th, we're celebrating our 30th anniversary gala. So that's coming up. We're excited for that. We're thankful for all of your continued partnership over the past 30 years. We're also looking to the future because we are now going to be part of a newly merged organization, the Ronald McDonald House Charity of New England. And so the team that leads the Ronald McDonald House in Providence will now be leading that larger organization. This is going to allow us to serve more families in Rhode Island, Massachusetts, the Boston area, and into New Hampshire. And so we're excited for the opportunity. We know that, as people say, location, location, location. We need to be in Boston. Right now there is the Ronald McDonald House Boston Apartments. That's not really meeting the need. We've done a needs assessment. We realize we need about 100 bedrooms to be able to help those pediatric patients in Boston. There's so many amazing hospitals up there, and so we really need to have Ronald McDonald houses. So we're currently in the research phase. We're looking to see what options we have. So we're reaching out to all of our supporters. So if you know of any potential locations for Ronald McDonald houses, if you have any leads or contacts in the Boston area, please let us know. But we're excited for the future, and this really just allows us to serve more families who are facing a medical crisis, and we want to be able to provide support to them. So again, my name and my contact information is there.
It's related to the McDonald's Corporation.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry I didn't mention that, but that's a great question. We do get all the time. So the Ronald McDonald House Charities was originally founded in 1974 in Philadelphia because a football player had a child who was sick and in the hospital, and he and his wife were sleeping in chairs in the waiting room and seeing other parents going through the same thing, and they realized they needed to do something about it, and so they got together with local business owners, and the McDonald's owner-operators stepped up and they said, yep, we want to help with that. And so they sold Shamrock Shakes and raised money for the first Ronald McDonald House in Philadelphia. And so that's where the name came from. To this day, McDonald's is still involved. They are our founding partner. We receive about 9% of our funds at the Providence House from McDonald's-related sources. So anytime you go to McDonald's and you see those little canisters, a portion of that money comes right back to our house. and they donate a penny from every Happy Meal to us, so we're grateful for their support. They also come and volunteer and cook dinner at our house, too. Thanks for your question.
Thank you, everyone. District Governor, past District Governor Rosa Branco. I just wanted to say a couple of words. We need this house. So, at the time, we were heading towards our centennial celebration of the Lions. Ronald McDonald House was turning 25. So I approached the district. And as a result of our efforts, we raised over $100,000. Wow. For those who are here, I can only say how grateful I am. Now I'm going to put on my other hat, and as the president of the Cumberland Lions, it took a while, but here is our final installation of the pledge from the currently Cumberland Macon Lions Club to the Ronald McDonald House expansion project. Yeah, there are two checks, $28.50 and $8.40. Which will complete our pledge was $12,500.
Hello again, everyone. Wasn't that an interesting presentation, Harry?
It was. It's just another of the many causes that Lions support. Who would have thought the Ronald McDonald House? I did not know that. Did you?
I didn't. But it's a wonderful cause. Let's all support it.
Very good. And that's going to do it for this episode of Lying Around Connecticut with Carol and Harry from the Wyndham Hotel here in Providence Airport. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed our show this evening. Tune in next week for another Lying Around Connecticut with Carol and Harry. Good night.
Bye-bye.